Steve, the Church began as a psychedelic band, or certainly with that sort of reputation as a 60s band. Do you think that's a fair description now?
It's a point of reference, I think. That's about all.
Would you call yourselves traditionalists?
We have certain traditional values, e.g. melody and things like that.
You still use a lot of 12-string guitar, that sort of thing, which is certainly not widely used. Do you think that'll always be a feature of your sound?
12-string guitar? Yeah, I foresee us using it for the next few sort of years, if we're still going that long.
Seance is your third album. Do you note much progression between the first and the third album? Do you think the Church's music has moved on considerably?
This is the sort of question everyone says yes to, but I'll be boring and say yes. Everyone's playing better, and we know more about the process of making records, and I wrote some better songs, and I suppose it is a better record.
You're a bass player. At what point do the songs develop into what we hear as Church songs? I mean, is it a studio situation that you work on your songs?
Yeah, I usually 99% of the time write songs in my studio at home, and being a bass player doesn't really have much to do with it. I sort of start writing on whatever instrument and then just sort of fill in the rest of the instruments, sort of like a process of addition.
At what point would you interact with the rest of the band?
Usually when the song's finished, I take along and say, what do you think of this? And they can sort of get a fairly accurate sort of idea of how it will sound when it's finished.
There was a time, I think last year, when the Church announced that they would do no more interviews.
Oh, I announced that, yeah.
What prompted that?
I just had enough in a fit of pique. I was bored with talking about myself, and I'm doing these I don't know why, because we've got a new album out. It's a good enough reason.
Do you think the Church has been misunderstood? Do you think you've ever been unfairly treated by the press?
Yeah, everyone's misunderstood and unfairly treated, but I don't take it that seriously.
You've currently got another single in the charts. Do you see yourselves as a pop band? Because certainly your albums contain a lot of fairly strange stuff as well.
I don't sort of think along these kind of these lines of, are we a pop band, or should we do this or should we do that? It's all kind of just a spontaneous things. Like one day we get up and we make a record and haven't put any thought into it, or don't think about it much after we do it. So I suppose we are a pop band, but I don't think of us as being a pop band or a rock band or a psychedelic band or anything else. It's just, anything goes as far as I'm concerned.
Would you say then that the Church's commercial success, which has been quite substantial in Australia, has been a pure accident? In that sense, that you never set out to be a pop songwriter?
Oh no, I set out to hopefully write songs that people would want to buy and that they'd take home and like. If you're not aiming at doing that, it's sort of dubious why you're even putting records out. There was never a calculated thing where I sat down and said, I'm going to be this and I'm going to do this and get pop records in the charts and all those kinds of things.
How does it feel to continue to be so popular with so many children?
Marvellous. It's good.
Does it bother you? Do you wish there were more older people liking the band, or do you think there's enough of a spread that it doesn't matter?
Well, I think there's sort of there's a nice spread. Is that the word? I think there's sort of people of 40 and there's people of 14 and there's people in the middle seem to like us. In fact, I think lately our sort of teenage popularity has been waning and our sort of adult popularity has been growing.
Steve Kilbey, thanks very much.
Pleasure.